Well, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. There we go. We'll do that. All right. We had a little issue. The alarm went off just as I was about to go live. So what's going on, people? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you can make it. So glad to have you in his house and everybody's. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. So oh man. Yeah. What's up, Facebook? What's up, Periscope? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Tim Black's Wolfpack all the way around? The Tim Black Wolfpack is in the house. Glad to have you guys back here for another edition of the Tim Black Show. You know what we do. We talk about the news of the day. All right. News of the day. Oh, my goodness gracious, folks. Something's always going on. Yeah, something's always going on. Something's always a little interesting. We got a little something to talk about today. I tell you, man, I don't know why I just keep beating my head against a wall. That's what I feel like I be doing. I be beating my head literally against the wall. You know? It's ridiculous, man. Okay. But that's okay. Don't mind me. I'm just your host today. And I want to talk about, okay, so we got Hillary. She's back in the news once again. She's got a Hulu special coming out because she had all this footage left over from her 2016 failed election. Her failed election. 2016 failure of election. Embarrassment. Let down the world. We have that. We have AOC talking about the Democratic Party and answering an important question about it. Then we have the February debates. We have the Iowa polls. We got all this stuff to get into. And all of that is fine and dandy, and we will accomplish that tonight. We will delve into it. But first, I want to make sure that my people on YouTube know that I am in the house and that they can hear me. So what's up with you, YouTube peoples? YouTube peoples in the house. YouTube peoples in the house. Kim Harden. What's up, Kim Harden and Tatiana Harris and In Deep and King Liquid. Liquid. You thought I wasn't going to figure that out, didn't you, Liquid? Bob for the Kids and Blonde Blood, Brian Crosby, the whole crew, JJ. What's up, JJ? Michael Mike, Kyle, and Rev Marie. Oh, Rev Marie's a moderator now. I forgot. I didn't say that yesterday. Rev Marie's in the house. I see that wrench. She got that wrench. Have wrench will work. You're next, Johnson. What's up? You're next, Johnson. What's up, King? There it is. There it is. Buck's in the house. Buckshot. Buck's got a wrench. Daniel Gallimar and Tumble. I got my Wolfpack badge. That's what's up. Tumble got it. Tumble has their Wolfpack badge. I need to make some more badges, guys. I need to put that on my list. Make more badges. Because I make those, guys. Make more badges and emoticons. Badges, emoticons. I got to do that, man. Emojis or whatever, right? I got to do that. You should have like a whole like treasure chest of hot stuff. Just, yeah. And if anybody has any suggestions for them or any that they want to make, that'd be dope too. All right. Let's go to Facebook. Make sure Facebook in here. My bad. Facebook. What's up, Facebook? How y'all doing, Zara and Diane and Eddie and Kelly? What's going on with you? Facebook peoples. Uli's in the house. Uli and Mike and Julie and Lisa. Yes. We're getting some love on Facebook land. Thank you, Facebook people. Rebecca and Mary. Glad to have you. Ted and Kevin. Maggie, thank you for tuning into the Tim Black Show, guys. I appreciate you. We're going to keep it real today. We keep it real every day. We're going to keep it extra real today. I'm telling you, man. Also, I want to give a shout out to people on Periscope. You don't get enough love, Periscope people. I noticed my Periscope people, they tune in Periscope. I don't know what it is with Twitter. They brought Periscope, right? And I guess they just decided they didn't care to make it as robust as the other streaming platforms, the other live platforms. I don't know why they stopped. It would have been dope. So I don't have an interface where I can just jump in and just check you guys out like I can everybody else. And I would like to. It's not that I'm a snob. You know, I'm not a snob. I don't have a problem with Periscope. I just can't see it. You know? What's up with Periscope, man? Only if you're in it can you see it. And I'm doing the show. I can't be in it. Speaking about being in it, guys, I'm going to tell you something, man. Before we get started on our first story, I want you to know, man, I'm the guy that tells it like it is. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. There are some people, man, who just don't get it yet. They just don't get me, man. They don't. So look, I love you. I hope you love me, but love can't get in the way of the truth, ever. It can never get in the way of the truth. And I realize there's some people who watch this show who really are in a bubble, like they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't, Anyway, go watch my Joe Rogan video to get a better glimpse of what I'm talking about. There's some people who don't understand it, don't get it. And it's important for you to get it. But anyway, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We are where we are. We do what we do. Just go watch my Joe Rogan Bill Maher video. It's on my YouTube page. Watch that and think about it before you comment. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. And think about your world and think about my world. And think about the differences. All right. Now that that's out the way. Oh, I got something new for you to get pissed off about if you're somebody who's squeamish, because we're about to talk about Bernie Sanders. Oh, shocker, Tim Black. You talk too much about Bernie Sanders. Tim Black, you keep talking about him. Well, it's election season, and we're a couple weeks outside of Iowa, and it's in the news. Of course I'm going to talk about it. My bad. Did you want Russia talk? Sorry. We don't do that here. But check this out. So last night I was going live. I did not even know this story broke last night about Bernie Sanders, okay? I didn't know about I think I heard about the op-ed that Zephyr Teachout wrote and The Guardian. I think I read a little bit about that. But anyway, let me bring everybody up to speed by watching this clip. And Lord have mercy, do we have a lot to talk about. Check it out.
The presidential campaign trail and a rare apology. Senator Bernie Sanders apologized to former Vice President Joe Biden in an exclusive interview with CBS News. This followed a newspaper op-ed from a Sanders surrogate accusing Biden of having a, quote, corruption problem. Ed O'Keefe is in Des Moines. Ed, with the Iowa caucus is less than 2 weeks away, why this apology?
Well, good morning, Anthony. Remember, the race for president remains a toss-up, so all the candidates are looking for some way to break through. In this op-ed, Zephyr Teachout, a New York liberal and prominent Sanders surrogate, argues that Joe Biden has a corruption problem for taking contributions from wealthy donors. She writes, middle-class Joe has perfected the art of taking big contributions, then representing his corporate donors at the cost of middle and working-class Americans. The op-ed was later circulated by the Sanders campaign. The Biden campaign quickly swung back, and other observers suggested the attacks are part of a pattern for Sanders dating back to his 2016 campaign, when he faced criticism for not stopping supporters from aggressively attacking opponents like Hillary Clinton or, more recently, Elizabeth Warren and Biden. When we caught up with Senator Sanders last night in that exclusive interview, he called on his supporters to play nice.
Joe and I have strong disagreements on a number of issues, and we'll argue those disagreements out. But it is absolutely not my view that Joe is corrupt in any way. And I'm sorry that op-ed appeared to me. I appeal to my supporters, please, engaged in civil discourse. And by the way, we're not the only campaign that does it. Other people do, act that way as well. But I would appeal to everybody. Have a debate on the issues. We can disagree with each other without being disagreeable, without being hateful.
In response last night, Biden tweeted his thanks to Sanders and said these kinds of attacks have no place in this primary. Biden is out on the trail here in Iowa today holding 2 events, while the senators running for president, of course, are back in Washington for that impeachment trial. But Sanders is deploying a big supporter here to Iowa in the coming days. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York will hold events for him Friday and Saturday. Gail, I think it was Elton John who once said, sorry seems to be the hardest word. For whatever reason last night, Bernie Sanders could say it.
Yeah, and it sounded good to a lot of people. Civil discourse, it's a good thing. Seems rare these days. Thank you very much, Ed O'Keefe.
All right. Okay, so I want to make, first thing I want to make goodness gracious. First thing I want to be clear about, right? All right, hold on a sec. Hold on. Jeez, what's going on here? All right. First thing I want, there's a couple things I want to get out the way right off the top of this and let you know where I stand. I want to make sure people understand this, okay? First of all, this is it. I'm no Joe, okay? I'm in the no Joe crew. No Joe. That's what this button says. I'm a no Joe supporter. That means I don't support Joe. You say, well, I support Joe. I say no Joe. That's real simple. That's real plain. 5 letters, 2 words, no Joe. Second, I support Zephyr Teachout. I follow her. She follows me. I don't think she knows me that well, but she does know what I talk about, what I believe in, what I stand for. Okay? And I'm going to invite her on the show at some point. So those 2 things need to be known, okay, as we go down this road. So that's a friend. I don't feel like she did anything wrong today. But it ain't about did she do anything wrong today. Now, some people, I don't know, like, one last thing I want to say. I am just Tim Black. I'm not a surrogate for anybody's campaign. Nobody hooks me up with tickets. No one's like paid my way to conventions or gave me work or airfare or helped me get gigs in their state that I got paid for, or none of that. I do what I do because I believe it. That's it. That's all. May not mean much to some people, but it means a lot to me. It's called ethics. Now, as a baseline, that's a baseline. So that's the difference between an honest actor and not an honest actor. These things matter. Last thing I want you to know is, dog, I never ran a political campaign before. It's some people who think they run political campaigns because they got a microphone and talk on YouTube, or they got a little show or something, or they got a little studio somewhere or something. They got a mic. They think that all of a sudden they're David Axelrod or some shit. No, I'm not pompous and arrogant like that. Maybe it's because I don't have a complexion for the protection from the collection, but I just don't see it like that. I got some ideas. I've been through some things in my life. I raised a couple kids, had some work for some Fortune 100 companies, done some things some people haven't done some things other people have done, you know? But I'm not going to sit here and pretend nor project myself to be all-knowing of what people should do. I can have an opinion, but some people need to come down off their high horse. Never ran for dog catcher. If you never ran for dog catcher, all of your pontificating and proselytizing, prophesying, don't you think it should be calibrated just a little bit with a little bit of humility, just a tad of humility, a little bit of an acknowledgement that you are, first of all, never really been in a real fight. We got people who couldn't bust a grape in a food fight talking about this person need to be tougher. Bernie need to fight harder. When was the last time you fought for something? I was playing this game. I was playing Call of Duty one time, right? And this guy, it was an online game. He was talking about my mother, man. I was mad. And you know, when was the last time you ran an organization? Nothing. I mean, guys, like the level of hubris and arrogance for people who have done nothing. At least I admit I have opinions. That's all I got is opinions based on wisdom and experience, but that's all they are because I'm not in that situation, nor do I have the opposition research, nor do I have any leaks inside internally to tell me what's going on in the Biden campaign or the Elizabeth Warren campaign or in the Bernie campaign. I don't know what they know. I don't know what they know. I have people running their mouth and they don't know either. And they talk as if this is what Bernie Sanders should do. No, what you should do is have more humility and stop acting like you can armchair quarterback this election when you can't, homie, a homette, a homegirl, a homeboy. Jesus Christ. You know nothing. We got people wet behind their ears who haven't even worked anywhere, done anything, supervised, managed, coordinated, anything. Nothing. No street skills. No corporate skills. Don't run a small business or a large business. Have done nothing, absolutely nothing, but pontificate from their microphones from some job somebody gave them or their own bed living room, which sometimes is worse because anybody can do it, hence me doing what I'm doing. But I acknowledge it. I acknowledge I'm just a guy with a mic talking loud across the internet with a few opinions. I would hope to think I had some mental clarity on these issues, but Jesus Christ, guys. Woo! Some of that else, Sparky. Who died and made you? Dick Cheney, this mofo. So with all that being said, let's go down this pathway. Let's go ahead and do our best to try to, I'm going to give you folks, all Tim Black's Wolfpack, I'm just going to give you what I think, okay? That's all I can do. But remember, it's what I think, it's what I believe, and I'm going to give you my reasons behind it. But no way, shape, or form would it cancel out the hard work other people are doing who are risking their lives or putting their lives on hold, who are working their asses off in the field. How dare you? How dare you? All right, now that's out. Goodness gracious. Bernie Sanders apologized to Joe Biden. I think this is all strategic. I believe that Bernie Sanders did that for strategic reasons only. I believe that most of what politicians do are for strategic reasons only. That's what I truly believe. I don't believe it's just, well, that's just what I feel like doing today. I think there's reasons behind what people do. I don't think people get this far in a campaign with millions of dollars spent, more millions of dollars to be spent, thousands of people working, and then they just do shit because they upset. Or I'm going to show that sucker something. No, I think that there's more involved. And I think there's some reasons sometimes that might not be as evident to the rest of us. But I believe, wholeheartedly believe that Bernie Sanders apologized to Biden because it made sense for him to do. I think that, one, when we couple the fact that Bernie Sanders had the highest favorability rating of anybody in this race, that is a coveted position to have when you go into a very contested caucus. A contested caucus with multiple candidates. I think it's very important to keep that favorability because with these candidates who are not going to be polling high enough to seed any delegates, those candidates, the people caucusing for them, will go to another candidate. And I think that Bernie believes or hopes or his intentions is to snatch up some of those delegates. That won't happen if his favorability drops. And what do you think's been going on lately? They've been trying to say that Bernie Sanders is mean, an asshole, a jerk, a bad guy, a liar, a fabricator. What did Biden call him? When Biden has been on the campaign trail in Iowa calling Bernie a doctor of videos. Just lies. Lies. And they're doing it for a it's not just to do, it's a strategy to hurt his favorability. And I believe that that's important for Bernie to keep his favorability numbers up. We're 2 weeks outside of Iowa, and there are people yelling and hollering and calling for Bernie to attack Biden. 2 weeks outside of Iowa, as if that's going to make Iowans go, hey, I really like Bernie. Calling Biden a corrupt bastard. This is great. That's who I'm going to vote for. The guy who called. No, I don't think that's what works. I think what'll work in the general is not the same thing that works in the primary. And I think just because Trump did it and it worked for him doesn't mean that that's what liberals want. Liberals and conservatives may not be the same. Maybe there's research that shows Iowans and folks from New Hampshire and Nevada don't like their politics done that way. Have you ever thought maybe that there are different types of voters? I have. What I would do and what Bernie would do are two different things. I'm not running for anything. You come at me, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. Period, point blank. I might punch you as soon as you act like you're coming for me. But I don't have researchers crunching numbers and data. And we see what it's gotten me. Not that far, Johnson. So anyway, I believe that Bernie Sanders, his reasons for apologizing to Biden for an op-ed he did not write, nor did he sanction, are twofold or manyfold. One is to back the media up off his ass a little bit as we go into Iowa. Two is to save his favorability rating. And three, because, well, it was either go hot or go cold. Go hot, go in hot, guns blazing, or go in with guns blazing, or go cold. Go in just playing ball, keeping down the rhetoric, and playing the good cop. I think he's playing good cop, and his surrogates play bad cop. I think this is what happens. Now, remember, I'm not getting this from inside the campaign. In fact, I didn't even want to tweet this out because I don't want anybody to think I know something or that they're going to use this against Bernie. I'm cautious of things that I say, not because I'm all-knowing, but every once in a while they pick me up in an article. I was in one today, by the way. So that's the way I see it. I see that the Bernie Sanders campaign Bernie had to make a call. They had to make a call and decide how they wanted to handle this because it was blowing up and getting bigger and bigger. And I think Bernie decided, we'll apologize, we'll try to put it behind us, we'll try to move forward. Right on the heels of the Elizabeth Warren issues, there are people who don't want to see fighting. You hear it all the time. I just want all the social media, I want all the independent media people to get along. We just need you all to get along. They don't much care if somebody's stabbing somebody in the back, if somebody's on the take, if somebody's a lying scumbag. They don't even care to find out. All they care about is they don't want to see any fighting. They don't want to see any arguing. It makes them sad. Voters are the same way. I got so many knife wounds in my back. It's ridiculous. And when I fight back, what do I get? Tim, we need to have unity, Tim Black. We need everyone to work together, Tim Black. Well, this person did this with Tim Black. We need to all work together. So, but when you see it play out in politics, all of a sudden we have short memories. I believe it's human nature for people to have a vested interest in a process for a large amount of those people to not want to see bloodshed on their side of the field. Now, when it comes to general election, people may feel differently. People may feel differently in the general, but not in the primary. Not in the primary. It makes sense. So that's what I believe what's going on with Bernie Sanders. I believe that Bernie Sanders is not a coward. He's not a weakling. He's not a... I don't believe any of those things characterize Bernie Sanders. What he is not you, and what you are is not privy to information. We got people working for right-wingers, being funded by right-wing organizations who somehow ended up with a left-wing audience telling left-wingers or lefties that Bernie sucks or Bernie's an idiot. And when I try to tell people, they go, but this person's really nice. This person's a really good person. How would you even know? What does that have to do with who employs them? What is that? This person said, what does that have to do with who employs them? I try to give you the dope. I try to give you information. It's like you reject it. You don't want to know. Okay, fine. Fine. Hey, if you don't want to know, you don't want to know. I'm telling you the truth. But you don't want to hear it. Because now your feelings are hurt. Then you get your feelings hurt. You feel sad. People have jobs. These people have jobs. When we say that Bernie Sanders is up against it, when we say that Bernie Sanders is taking on the establishment, what do you thought we meant? When Bernie Sanders, like we've been saying it for years, right? Bernie Sanders is going up against the establishment. That we need a revolution, right? What do you think that means, guys? We need to have a heart-to-heart about what that really means. Because I don't think people really understand what that means. It means there are a whole lot of people, some who are going to be openly against him, and some who are going to be covert. Everybody's not going to be, I'm against Bernie Sanders, and that's how it is, and I'm going to announce that to the whole world. Some people are going to play friendly, like Elizabeth Warren. They're going to play buddy-buddy. Oh, Jay Williker's Tim Black. Oh, Bernie's our old friend. And they have their own agendas in mind. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with them having their own agendas. People tend to have their own agendas in life. I mean, we need to recognize that. So, some people are upset that Bernie Sanders calls Joe Biden a friend. Once again, this goes back to likability and favorability, guys. Studies have been shown that if you go after a candidate or if you go after a challenger, his supporters don't support you afterwards. They go to someone else. This is what happens. If you like a girl or a woman, if you like a woman, and you beat up her boyfriend or her husband, she won't be with you because you did that. What does she do? She hates you more. If anything, she's trying to help him, heal him up, and she's going to stay with him. That's not how this works. Unless you're rescuing, maybe if you're rescuing her in a violent situation, but more often than not, you will be hated. This is human nature. This is how it works. I don't understand why people don't get it. So we're going into Iowa, and Bernie decides, hey, I'm not going to beat up Biden. Besides, the article's doing pretty well, ain't it? People reading it, aren't they? Yeah, they're reading it, Johnson. Okay. I mean, Zephyr did her thing, didn't she? Have you read this article? A lot of other people did, Johnson. A lot of people. Lots and lots of people read this article. Is it clicking for some of you guys now? I know for some of you, look, I don't mean to be a jerk because I know there are a lot of people who understand what I'm talking about before I even started talking. You see eye to eye. We understand where we're coming from. But this is for people who don't get it, who didn't get it, who are very upset, who are very worried, who think, oh, my God, Bernie's selling this out. No, I don't believe that's what's happening. But once again, this is just my opinion, but I don't believe that's what's happening. What I believe is a strategic move. It was an op-ed put out that was scathing. It condemns Biden 100%. It's out there. It's in the world. It hasn't been taken down. It's still there. People are reading it. And what have people been talking about? What have people been talking about for the last 48 hours? That horrible article. That harsh article. Which means more people read it, Johnson. Remember, Zephyr Teachout didn't just call Joe Biden a bunch of names. She had receipts. people who read that article, they will see receipts. And they will make their own minds up. So I hope that makes sense. I hope at least we understand where each other stands. Like, we understand why we believe what we believe. I think that people move too quick. I think people move too quick and people are upset. I get you upset, but don't be so quick to think the world is ending. The world's not ending. This is going to be a long battle. This is going to be a long fight. There is no short in this. This is going to go all the way. That's what I believe. Bernie has the money to go all the way to the convention. He's going all the way to the convention. He's not going to win it tomorrow. He's not. Even if he said Biden's horrible and he's corrupt, we still got to go to Iowa. We still got to go to New Hampshire. We still got to go to Nevada. We still got to go to South Carolina. We still have to go to Super Tuesday. Do you understand what I'm saying? It would have changed nothing. But what it might have done, it may have soured him to a number of voters that he needs to win over, that he thinks he can win them over. There are still a lot of undecided voters in Iowa. Still a lot of voters to get. There are voters who haven't made their mind up yet. A lot of them. So I think we're being short-sighted, and it bothers me. It really does. It bothers me that we have people jumping the gun and just automatically just saying, this is what it is. And I say, well, where do you get that information from? Well, it's just what I think. Okay, fine. I think things too. But I don't condemn someone who's fighting for the people. I believe is fighting for the people. I don't condemn a fighter for the people so willy-nilly like that. I don't call them cowards and sellouts and cheats and weaklings and all of that. And to me, I don't think that's what supporters do. I've never supported someone and called them a weak coward. I don't know why people think that's acceptable. I don't know why people defend that. Well, Tim, they're just trying to make them better. That's how they support. Really? That's how you support a candidate that damn near died fighting this fight? That's what you do? You call him a weak coward? That's supportive language? That's what we do? Look, do me a favor. Don't support me, man. If your version of supporting someone is to curse them, condemn them as a coward and a weakling and a traitor without any evidence, just because they're not doing things exactly as you say you would do, though you have never done it. But okay, but that's the way that you express yourself. That's the level that we're at. Never support me, please. Because that shit don't compute for me. I think we need to be patient, realize this is still early, and that there's a lot of voting to be done, and stop trying to make Bernie Sanders be Donald Trump. Please, Trump is a phenomenon, okay? We get it. People embraced his meanness. They embraced his vitriol and his mocking and his harsh rhetoric. I get it. I don't think America wants a whole bunch of Trumps running around. Even those who support him, at least a good portion of those people that support him, they say they support him in spite of that. They don't support him because of it. And you think the way that Bernie should go about business is by emulating Donald Trump. First of all, you never win emulating anyone. You win being more yourself, hopefully. That's the direction you should take. You know? Any success that I had in my life has been being myself more authentically, not by emulating someone else because I think that they are, I want to be like them because that's the way to go. I don't know these people. I guess it takes me back to what I said earlier, that there are people who haven't run for anything, who haven't run anything, haven't been a leader in any capacity, and they're giving all of this information and telling the world how people should conduct themselves. I'm like, I just like to know where it worked for you. Where has that worked for you at? Give me some examples of how this works. I think that the Bernie Sanders campaign is very much in this to win this. I don't think they're infallible, but I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater because I disagree. Because I think I would have cursed Biden out. Well, I don't have the temperament to be a politician. Because you got to hold your fire. You can't just say everything you want to say. You just can't react. And sometimes you have to say things, you might have to do things you don't want to do in order not to screw yourself later. And I think that's what Bernie was doing. So anyway, that's what I think about that situation. Whether you agree or disagree with me, at least you know where I'm coming from. Like I said, I don't work for the campaign. I have not been given a license to say anything, or I don't have inside information. I just believe that the polls that I've been seeing, and I'm going to show you a couple polls.
Presidential campaign trail and a rare apology. Senator Bernie Sanders apologized to former Vice President Joe.
Here goes the polling data for the Iowa. These are the polling of the polls. The polls of the polls, the RCP, the Real Clear Average, okay, has Biden by 3.7. Biden by 6, Biden by 6, and Bernie's by 3. As you can see, it's a very close race. We're only a couple weeks out, but there are a number of undecided voters still out there. Anybody under 15, their voters are up for grabs, or going to be up for grabs. Potentially up for grabs. Let's just say potentially. Okay? So I think this is very close. And I think it's working to a certain extent. It may be working. This little Biden playing hurt, this Biden playing, oh, I'm being attacked. Bernie's attacking me. It's playing right into Hillary Clinton. And then we have Hillary Clinton following right in, which is my next story. And I think people are not thinking clearly about the full ramifications of this. And I wish they would, Johnson. I wish that people would take it all in context and realize there may be more going on. And a lot of people that I heard who were very upset with Bernie for apologizing to Biden said it showed weakness. No, you know what shows weakness? Losing. That'll be the ultimate weakness, wouldn't it? And wouldn't it be weak if you were wrong and he burned bridges with potential Biden voters over a simple spat? And how many back and forths does Bernie need to be in back to back to back? That lowers your favorability. Going at it with Senator, like the disagreement with Senator Elizabeth Warren, I know he didn't ask for that. That's not good for him to have that, then have Biden, and now we have Hillary. Goodness gracious, guys. What's the common denominator in that thread, guys? He needs to extricate himself from this garbage. Because voters will see, hey, why does it keep being Bernie? That's all they know. They keep hearing Bernie in a negative light. So I'm telling you, that's why I believe the decision was to apologize, take the high road, and live to fight another day. That's what I believe. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll come back with the story about Hillary Clinton. She's out of the woods. In fact, I don't think she ever went into the woods, Johnson. Stay tuned. Oh, there you go. My name is Tim Black. You're now tuned into the most watched Black independent media news network in the country. We cover politics, we cover pop culture, we cover whatever matters in your world. If it goes down, I'm covering it. We do a show, live show, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Friday nights, we got what? A call-in show. Anybody can call in. Throughout the week, we put out little clips, short clips of important news. You don't want to miss it. Stay on top of your news. Go with a reliable source. I'm there for you. TBTV, this is where it's at. Subscribe today and remember, Don't you let nobody take your cornbread. Johnson. All right, all right. All right. And, I'm going to go to the comment section. I'm going to go to Super Chats. I'm sure people had a lot to say during my monologue there, during that that particular opening. It was pretty strong. I was pretty pissed off. And maybe, I don't know, I'm sure people had a reaction to it. So I'll let you have your comments on that. Remember, it's just opinions, guys. It's just our opinions. It's just our opinions, and I don't want y'all beating up on each other in the comment section over it. We got a long way to go, guys. Rev Marie said, he said, sorry, the op-ed ran, no apology to Biden. Copy Cooney says, we're not Bernie's friends, we're his army. Princess Queen says, it is, are you watching Twitter right now, Tim? It is, you are. Wow, what's going on Twitter? The apology was because of impeachment optics. You know him as Matt. Charlotte Mendez says, vid on Bernie's YouTube just went up exposing Biden. What? What's going on? Oh, man. What am I missing? I got a... Oh, shit. Buck just sent me a message. Okay, so Buck, this is an hour ago. At 10:26. Shit. Oh shit, Bernie just nailed Joe with an ad that uses Joe's own words. Right after Joe released an ad about Social Security, Bernie just put an ass whipping on him. Jesus Christ, gosh. Man, I tell you, look, when I told you I don't know shit, right? I just have opinions. Oh, God. Look at this. Charlene Mendez says, vid on Bernie's YouTube. Right on, Tim. I got tired tampering cranky tools. Fools on Twitter throwing fits like hot damn people. This isn't UFC, it's a primary. People mad. Maker thing said there's something called unspoken stratagem, and those are the plays you keep close to a candidate's chest until it's time to lay the cards out. Keep it up. That's all I'm trying to say. 24-hour librarian or lib. If the recent Iowa polls record of picking the nominee holds true, it will be gloriously awkward to watch Clinton's eventually back Bernie as the Dem nominee. Keep up the momentum, Tim. Thank you from Iowa. Thank you for understanding my point of view on this. Sean says Bernie abandoned his own at 16, lost. I don't want to read that. Okay. King Liquid says, you got a point about likability, Tim. I could never be a politician. Can't come head up. You right, Liquid. I know, man. I know. B4, man, Tim, you're taking on Bernie's apology. Exactly what I've been telling others online. Politics is a game of strategy. Lose some battles, win the war. That's all I'm trying to say. And it's always people saying that Bernie Sanders, he endorsed Hillary in 2016. How many times do we have to tell people, guys, that every candidate who runs as a Democrat signs an agreement to endorse the eventual nominee? Every candidate signs the same agreement. Even Tulsi Gabbard signed that agreement. Even Andrew Yang signed that agreement. Even Bernie Sanders signed it. If Bernie didn't live up to that, he wouldn't be able to run now. You do realize that, right? They could have rejected his charter to run, right? It's just people just think they know everything. They just think they know everything, and that everything is. They just want to call people sellouts. It's like a knee-jerk thing, guys. Why do we do that? It's a rule. They were asking Hillary Clinton would she endorse Bernie right after right after Hillary Clinton was throwing Bernie Sanders under the bus in the Hollywood Reporter. What did they ask her? If he wins the nomination, will you endorse him? Do you understand? You don't. Going on to B4. Man, Tim, you take on Bernie's apology exactly what I've been saying. Thank you, B-Flo. My patriotism flows through Bernie because it's real. Thank you, Copy Cooney. Amy Mature says, Zephyr teach out for Attorney General. She's tough, man. And like I stated in the beginning, I support her wholeheartedly. And that's my thing, guys. I agree with the campaign to do its thing. I'm going to support the campaign. I don't think that Bernie Sanders loses voters by apologizing for the op-ed. And Rev Marie says she didn't really apologize to Biden. I felt like it was an apology to Biden. I think he kind of splitting hairs. But I don't think that Bernie Sanders loses voters by taking the perceived high road. I think he runs the risk of losing more voters if he doesn't. That's what I believe, and I know that's just my opinion, okay? And we'll find out, won't we? Because we have polling data, we'll find out who's right about that. Mike Thompson, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Kyle Wagner says, in a way, this gets more eyes on Biden's corruption, and he gets Bernie in the good graces of some at the same time, though some can't be appeased. This is true. Some people can't be appeased. And I realize that, and I wish they would realize it. They can't be appeased. I get it. You can't be appeased. I get it. I feel you. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing anyone can say. That's okay, because we're going to keep fighting this fight with or without you. We're going to keep going with or without you. And that's what we do, because we believe in it. We need Medicare for all. We need these policies. So whether people want to support it or not, we got to keep going. And you're going to lose some people along the way. I want to see where Bernie Sanders, and somebody said, Tim, you got to check out Twitter, because there's a lot going on Twitter. And Buck, I just got your message, brother. Okay, I feel you. So there's a lot going on. That's just people going after Biden. And the people on Periscope. No, that's not it. I can't see what people are talking about on Twitter, what's happening on Twitter, but they say there was a great article on YouTube. Where Biden is called out by Bernie Sanders, where Bernie Sanders calls out Biden. And damn it, I guess I'm going to have to do a video on it. I don't see anything trending here from it. What's going on with Glenn Greenwald, guys? Glenn Greenwald. I know he's got Brazil was charging him with some type of espionage or something, or revealing secrets or something. Okay. All right, guys, let's go on to Hillary Clinton, because as we can see, this all dovetails right to Hillary, right? So how many people believe it was just coincidental that we had a few things happen simultaneously, like right behind each other? We had Elizabeth Warren go in and call Bernie misogynist, right? Basically, that's what she did. She called him a misogynist in front of the whole world on the debate stage. A couple of days later, Joe Biden says that Bernie Sanders is doctoring information, that Bernie's playing dirty, right? That's what Biden's saying in Iowa and in New Hampshire, right? That's what he was saying I saw him on the stump, making these allegations about doctored videos, when really it was just a video that was retweeted, that maybe it was 5 minutes, they only played a minute of it, or it was a minute and they only played 40 seconds of it, or whatever. So he said that was doctored because it was cut off. And then we had this, where the op-ed, they say that Bernie's playing dirty. And now we got Hillary Clinton coming out of the woods. Damn it. Coming out of the woods totally. And she gave an interview to the Hollywood Reporter where she says that Bernie Sanders, no one likes Bernie. Bernie never got anything done. No one wants to work with Bernie. He's a horrible person, and all that good stuff, right? So I got a clip about it, guys. Let's check it out.
Meanwhile, guys, a new interview out just this morning in which Hillary Clinton has some fiery words for her former 2016 Democratic opponent Bernie Sanders, saying, quote, "Nobody likes him." Clinton sat down with The Hollywood Reporter to talk about her new Hulu documentary series entitled Hillary, set to premiere at the Sundance Film Festival. The Hollywood Reporter noted that in the documentary, Clinton says that Sanders, quote, "was in Congress for years. He had one senator support him. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to work with him. He got nothing done. He was a career politician. It's all just baloney," she said, "and I feel so bad that people got sucked into it." The Hollywood Reporter asked if that assessment still holds, to which Secretary Clinton replied, "Yes, it does." When asked whether she would endorse Bernie Sanders if he becomes a Democratic nominee, she replied, "I'm not going to go there yet. We're still in a very vigorous primary season. I will say, however, that it's not only him, it's the culture around him. It's his leadership team. It's his prominent supporters. It's his online Bernie bros and their relentless attacks on lots of his competitors, particularly the women. And I really hope people are paying attention to that, because it should be worrisome that he has permitted this culture. Not only permitted, he seems to really be very much supporting it." Secretary Clinton also weighed in on the ongoing debate over whether Sanders did or did not say a woman could not be elected president, saying, quote, "It's part of a pattern. If it were a one-off, you might say, okay, fine. But he said I was unqualified. I had a lot more experience than he did and got a lot more done than he had. But that was his attack on me." Again, that's Secretary Hillary Clinton talking to The Hollywood Reporter, Claire. Should we be surprised that she's coming out and saying these things at the time she's saying them?
Well, the documentary's out.
Yep.
And she said it in the documentary. And so certainly I don't think she is going to waver from that. It's how she feels. She's being honest about her feelings and how she sees Bernie's candidacy. It'll be interesting to see if it has an impact on any potential Iowa caucus goers. I kind of think it won't. I think the Bernie support is baked in.
Yeah.
And I think the other candidates are more fluid. But I think the Bernie number is really close to what it's going to end up being.
So, Claire, let's talk about some of Secretary Clinton's claims about Bernie Sanders. Is it true that he didn't have friends in the Senate? That he got very few things done in the Senate?
Yikes.
That he was an isolated force? Is that true?
How about those Chiefs?
No. So is that... Now, I think voters have a right to know. Was Bernie disliked in the Senate? Did he have any friends in the Senate?
Bernie was not someone who socialized much. He wasn't someone who was a backslapper. He had a tendency to work from a position of seemingly moral superiority, and really was not someone who gathered folks into his circle. Consistent.
Yeah, I can't listen to any more of that. I think it's just horrible stuff. I don't want to subject you to have to listen to more of that. But as you can see, MSNBC has no problems slamming Bernie Sanders. At the very end, they cleaned it up a little bit, like, Bernie's still very much in this race, and we just dunked on him for about 40 minutes, but we're gonna end it on a good note and just say Bernie's still got a shot, though. Go vote for him if you're stupid. And that's sort of like the attitude that they take. It's really condescending and very much anti-Bernie. And Claire McCaskill is out of office. She lost her race. I don't know, was she likable? I don't know. Are losers I don't know. And, Hillary Clinton, I read so the Hollywood Reporter, guys, it's a pretty long article. The interview was like an interview type of setting. They were asking questions, and Hillary answered those questions. What Hillary said was pretty tough against Bernie. But it really wasn't that much that she said. She didn't really. I think people are blowing this up a little bit more than it should be. First of all, it's coming from Hillary Clinton. She has monumental, sour grapes. It's never going to change. Hillary is very entitled lady, okay? Very entitled lady. She always was. And it's very little, very lacks very much self-awareness and the ability of self-reflection. These are not things that she believes in. And she's still very much upset that she is not President Hillary Clinton. And she blames, I noticed that she never blames the media who gave Donald Trump a free $1 billion worth of publicity. I guess, but I guess I get it, because if she blamed the media, she'd have to also blame herself, because it was her and the DNC instructing the media to cover Trump with the Pied Piper strategy, where they told the media to cover Trump. Because they thought, oh, there's no way it's going to work with the American public. If you cover him a lot, they're going to say, oh, this guy's horrible. Instead, they said, hey, this guy's entertaining. He's horrible, but he's entertaining, though. And he's not a politician. This is different. His rallies are fun, unlike Hillary's. Watching paint dry and snails die slowly in the heat is what a Hillary Clinton rally was. Trump's on the stump like a stand-up comedian. Having fun, making up names for people. Speaking extemporaneously off the top of the head. Freestyling like Jay-Z even. Heavens to Murgatroyd. So Hillary Clinton, you know, her op-ed, not an op-ed, but the interview in the Hollywood Reporter that's getting all the publicity. If you read it, you'll see it's not very much mentioned about Bernie at all. It's a couple things. Bernie's not likable. Bernie's a bad guy. And then they talked about other stuff. It's like a whole bunch of other stuff. Sort of like the Howard Stern interview where, for some reason, Hillary just can't keep Bernie's name out of her mouth. It's one way that Hillary maintains relevancy is bringing up Bernie, the most popular politician. And as I've stated many times, guys, it's kind of interesting that the candidate that lost to Donald Trump, the candidate that somehow managed to lose to a reality TV show star, was so unlikable that she lost to a guy who, his own words was, I grabbed women by the pussy. She lost to that guy. That's how much people disliked her. And you can stop saying, like, I know it's nice to say you got an extra 3 million votes. You didn't win. You didn't get the votes where you needed to get the votes. And you had a staff of people that were supposed to help you get the votes where you're supposed to get the votes. And you didn't get the votes in those places. But it's amazing, guys. It's flat out. It is flabbergasting, perplexing. I feel bamboozled. I'm telling you. Oh, God, she's so apoplectic about this situation. But at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton couldn't beat Donald Trump. She lost to Donald Trump at the end of the day. And she wants to call somebody else unlikable. Hillary Clinton has always had the highest unlikability, unfavorability ratings. Her and Donald Trump were historic unfavorability ratings. But Bernie's the unlikable one. And the talking points continue about Bernie Bros. They continue about Bernie Bros. It's all our fault. It's not my fault because I'm not a white guy, so I'm not a Bernie Bro. You can't be a Bernie Bro unless you're a white guy living in your mom's basement. Age, 18 to 29, I don't know. No, I'm just joking. We're all Bernie Bros to them, right? Everybody's a Bernie Bro, right? Isn't that the thing? They strip away our ethnicity, our race, our gender, everything. All in the pursuit of pigeonholing Bernie Sanders. So, I think the media is just as much responsible for what Hillary Clinton is doing as Hillary Clinton is, because they're the ones running it back to back. But we all know that the media, the cable news media, has no conscience. They don't care about what's in our best interest. You see how I cut it off? Because I had a sense that my viewers don't want to watch the rest of that garbage. They would never preserve the dignity or do what's in the best interest of the audience. And they thought they could squeeze another dime out of the audience, out of advertisers, out of revenue. That's what they do. They say that Bernie Sanders has a culture around him. No, what Bernie Sanders has is different. Is he actually has people that believe that he is a better candidate and that he will fight for them. See, no one really believed that Hillary Clinton was going to fight for them. They just wanted to see a woman in office. That's a different thing. And the more they heard about her, the more they got to know about her, the less they wanted that to happen. They may wanted a woman, but they didn't want Hillary Clinton. That's what she'll never accept. It's not something that they even talk about on cable media. You got to go to independent media to hear the straight dope about that, to hear the truth about Hillary Clinton, how people just did not respond to her as a human being. Dirty Pool. She said that Bernie didn't get anything done. And he said that Hillary Clinton did not have enough experience. No, you didn't have the right experience. You didn't have experience of leadership. You didn't have the experience of good decision-making. Of course, you had experience. It was all bad. Sort of like Libya, where we have open slave trade now, thanks to you. Thanks, Hillary. Way to go there, sister. We appreciate you. We like people being sold in Libya. It's great stuff. Amazing job you did there. Kick ass. Woo! Then you wanted a no-fly zone over Syria, almost definitely sending us to war with Syria to continue that freaking being bogged down in the Middle East. That was you, Hillary Clinton. People didn't like that. No one was excited about that. And like it or not, you're tied to your husband's tied to you. You should have divorced him. You didn't divorce him. But then again, if you would have divorced him, we probably wouldn't even know who you are, Hillary. Let's keep it 100. Chances are we wouldn't know who you are because you're not a talented politician. You are at best a cabinet member, and we all know it. Why can't people just be honest? Like, there's some people who should be hosts of shows and some people who shouldn't be. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying, there are people, like, you have a certain skill set. There's things I can't do. There's things I can do. I've been a public speaker since I was 5. You got people who had never public spoke at all, picked up a mic and just started talking, and then they wonder why they don't have a success level. Well, how long have you practiced your craft? Have you done public speaking? Have you taken courses and classes? No. Well, there's something to be said about that. Think what we want. We all say what we want to say about Bill Clinton, right? We say what we want to say about Bill Clinton, but he was a gifted politician. He was a good talker. He was a schmoozer. People talk. It's still to this day. It's iconic. It's memorable. I've heard statements of people say that when Bill Clinton talked to you, it was like you were the only person in the room. He had a way of focusing his attention on a person and making a person feel good about themselves. He was really good at that. Now, he used it for some evil, i.e. Monica Lewinsky, but he also used it to win elections. Bill Clinton was a gifted politician. Barack Obama, say what we want about Obama. I've said a lot about Obama, but Obama was a gifted orator. He knew how to work a crowd and he knew how to project, and he got better as time went on. These are gifts. These are skills. Hillary Clinton never had that skill. He never had that skill set. She never projected favorable attributes that made people really like her. People admired. People thought she was smart. No one ever said Hillary wasn't smart. Hillary's smart, but it doesn't come across in a positive way. It comes across in a scheming, mechanical way. And that's going to be very hard to go up against Donald Trump with that. Obviously, we saw what happened. So people need to accept who they are, what they have, what their skills are. It's called self-awareness. And we have people who have a high IQ but a low EQ. EQ as in adjusting to the actual frequencies of other people. And Hillary Clinton is one of those people. I think that Bernie Sanders is a great contrast to Donald Trump. I don't think that Biden offering to fight Donald Trump in the hallway, we could do push-ups or whatever dumb nonsense he's talking about. I don't think that's the way you're going to beat Donald Trump. I just don't. So anyway, guys, check out the op-ed by Hillary Clinton or whatever that is you got. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch the Hulu. I don't need to know her life story. I know what her life story is. She was a Republican, a Goldwater girl who marched against desegregation in her late teens and early 20s, was a Republican, became a Democrat, married Bill Clinton, And as he rose, she rose. Some say she purchased her Senate seat in New York. Someone had to die for her to get that seat. Was it Kennedy, right? Then she paid for it, basically, like Bloomberg, not unlike Michael Bloomberg. You know, that's what they do. So, and then Obama put her on the ticket because of all the backlash he got from the Pumas. Oh, and another point I wanted to bring out, you know, it's really amazing how all of this crap they've been feeding Bernie for years about Hillary Clinton, he campaigned for her. He had lived up to his obligation. And she said, she won't even say that she will endorse him or support him if he becomes her party's nominee. Can you imagine if it was the other way around and Bernie didn't support her? That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not fair, but that is the deal. That's the game. All right? All right. All right, guys. I got a couple more stories. I don't know. I feel like there's people yelling at the screen right now. They got stuff to say. You guys cool with me going to check out this? Yeah, let's go check the comment section real quick. I think people have something to say. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to make you wait. Princess Queen, Bernie apologized. Biden posted an ad and smear. Bernie ready with counter. Tell the truth, Joe. Trending. Tell the truth, Joe. Trending. What? See, I didn't see that trending when I went over here. Tell the truth, Joe. Trending. Oh, okay. Tell the truth, Joe. Joe Biden tried to cut Social Security for decades. Joe Biden has been unfailing servant of corporations, reactionaries, and the military-industrial complex for decades. His only defense is to lie about his record. We put together some things that he would prefer that you forget. Tell the truth, Joe. Did you try to cut Social Security once? Was it twice? Was it 3 times? Or was it 4?
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a 3rd time, and I tried it a 4th time.
Well, we've got some bad news for them. We are not going to cut Social Security. We're going to expand benefits.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well.
Oops. You know, when I say that I think the Bernie Sanders campaign know what they're doing, I rest my case. I rest my case. So now that all those critics of Bernie who said he didn't fight back, he's not doing anything, he's a coward, he's weak, I wonder what they'll say tomorrow. Will they go back and say, hey, I was wrong, he's not a coward, he's not weak? Will they do that? Will they eat their words? Since they're fair actors, they're good actors, they're honest actors. They were just critiquing Bernie because they really want to help Bernie. So tomorrow they're all going to line up and they're going to say, hey, I was wrong. Because it's not about them, because they're not running for anything. They're just picking up a paycheck, most of them, right? So since they're just picking up a paycheck, doing a job, right, they have no problem just saying, hey, I was wrong because I didn't know what's going on with the campaign. I have no way of knowing. This is just my opinion. So they're going to admit that they were wrong. Bernie struck back his campaign, had a plan in place, issued the apology, not look like a jackass, probably had this already waiting. Yeah, already had, not probably, had this waiting. Take a beat. Drop the bomb. Drop the anvil. Now, is he still a coward and a weakling? I just want to know, like, what rules are we going to operate under? When are other people going to wake up and realize some people not being honest actors? Maybe tomorrow, if they don't come out and say, you know what, I'm sorry, my bad, guys, I screwed up. I've had to apologize on my show before. I've had to say, guys, hey, I got that one wrong. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get it wrong. I got it wrong. Let's see if they have the ability to do that. They said he was weak. They said he was a coward. They said he wouldn't fight. He just dropped the anvil in a way that doesn't make him look negative. He said, hey, guys, don't fight dirty. Don't do that. Keep it on the issues. Boom. Don't call him corrupt. That's Trumpian. Don't say corrupt. Oh, crooked Hillary. Calling Biden corrupt. I feel like he is corrupt. But I'm just saying. Like that, I'm just saying this is the tack they're taking. Maybe there's a reason for it. The bigger point is, what these people who said that he was weak, that's all I heard today. What are they going to say tomorrow? Or are they going to have a backhanded compliment? I'm going to hold you to it, Johnson. I'm going to hold you to it, Johnson. So thank you for letting me know what's happening, Princess Queen, because I sure enough didn't know. King Liquid said, is it me or was somebody pissed off crooked Hillary? Maker Thing says, hey, call it out, Tim. Bernie bro was Obama bro, which was Hillary's racist 2008 smear. People lost their minds in not remembering, to be honest. Yeah, they did lose their minds not to remember. A lot of them. You know what? There are a lot of people. A lot of people. I was going back and forth with someone whose name I will not mention anymore. You are not getting any more mileage off of me. But just epic in their condemnation of Bernie Sanders supporters. Ran into a buzzsaw called the Yang Gang, which roll extra hard. The Yang Gang will chase your ass off the internet. Those people are very passionate about their candidate. But won't call them Yang Bros. No, won't call them Yang Bros. Because they have their marching orders about who to attack. Whose followers, supporters they are to attack. I'm telling you, I know for a fact that the Yang Gang don't play. But see, we respect each other because I'm an honest actor. I'm not going to say that. There's a lot of people who have been. In fact, I wasn't even talking about that particular person. Copy. I wasn't talking about that person. There's other people that I had in mind. You know, I don't want people to think. I want people to know I haven't watched anybody's videos. I was just on Twitter. Okay, so I have been watching videos. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think I was making veiled threats at other people. Okay? There's the people I saw on Twitter, but I have not been watching people's videos to see what they've been putting out about Bernie. Okay? All I'm saying is, I already know what they're saying. I already know, like, I know people's MO. I know what works for them. Okay? Oh, you got it. Danny says, thanks for sharing the audio. Well, I just, you my people, man. I appreciate you being here with me. So something comes out and I can share the audio, I'm glad to do so. Yeah, damn. You're welcome. Thank you for respecting that. I appreciate it. We're almost done, guys. We're coming into the home stretch. I want to update you on a couple things though. AOC. People have been saying, Tim, cover this AOC thing. She was with Ta-Nehisi Coates. I don't know where it is. I don't know what the setting is, but there's a video. I would like to share it with you because Ta-Nehisi Coates and Ta-Nehisi Coates and AOC have a conversation about the Democratic Party and what it truly represents. And I think it's important for us to have that conversation briefly at least. Check it out.
What you said earlier, too, I wanted to go back. To in what you said earlier, too, I wanted to go back to what you said about our left party. We don't have a left party in the United States. The Democratic Party is not a left party. The Democratic Party is a center or center conservative party. We do not advocate for, we can't even get a floor vote on Medicare for all. Not even a floor vote that gets voted down. We can't even get a vote on it. So this is not a left party. There are left members inside the Democratic Party that are working to try to make that shift happen. But you're right, it does convey a certain sentiment about true believers. And there are a lot of true believers in that we can capitalism our way out of poverty in the Democratic Party. If anything, that's probably the majority.
Right.
And that's an area in which I agree with Dr. King, that assessment is flawed.
All right. This is something that I'm sure that many of you agree with. It's sort of like the whole basis of where we're coming from, right? Where we recognize that the Democratic Party doesn't really have a left. And that's why it's always like perplexing, right? When you hear the people like the conservatives calling people like Nancy Pelosi, like far left. Like these people really they don't understand it all. They don't get it at all, and they just throw these labels around. But I agree with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that we don't really have a left party. We have a center party. She said a center conservative party, and I would agree with that. I believe in. I've said multiple times on this show, many of the Democrats who consider themselves like Amy Klobuchar, Joe Biden, these people are Republicans in a different time. I'm not going back 100 years either. Like 40 years ago, they are Republicans. They're not even Democrats. That's why when you look at some of their backgrounds, they were literally Republicans because their ideology is truly Republican. But since we have corporate Democrats, they fit right in. They fit right in. They are neoliberals because they believe that problems can be solved with privatization, not with government. They believe that, we just let the market sort it out. And they really sorted it out, didn't they? They shipped the jobs. They brought in the robots. There are workers who haven't truly had a raise since 1986 or something, crazy number. People making less based on inflation than they were making 10, 20 years ago. Yeah, that's really working for us, isn't it? But they don't want us to make changes to our structure. They don't want us to make changes to the minimum wage. They don't want to make changes to child care or Planned Parenthood or what is it? Earned income or people being stay home with their kids longer, whatever that's called. Come on, guys, you know what I'm talking about. Maternity leave, that's it. They don't want to make changes to anything. Let the market sort it out. All right. So it's not working for us. So thank you, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for breaking that down. That's true. There was more to that. I was looking for other clips because there were some, but I could not find a clean clip of her talking about capitalism. Because she breaks down the capitalism part about the billionaires. The billionaires! And how billionaires don't make $1 billion. They take $1 billion. And how and I agree with this. I think if you make $1 billion, there's some bodies buried somewhere. A whole lot of them. Because I think to make that type of money, there's things you have to do. And you have to, your concerns about people have to be very small to make that type of money. To take away those types of profits, there's some things that have to be done. Facebook, prime example, they had to sell away your privacy to make their billions. What did Apple have to do to make their billions? They had people literally jump into their deaths to get out of their factories, to get out of the slave-type quarters that they're housed in when they make these phones, these devices. They put nets to catch people who were trying to kill themselves. That's how bad it was. You don't make $1 billion, you take $1 billion. If you made $1 billion, if you have $1 billion, there's some bodies buried somewhere. I believe that's true. So, all right. Last but not least, guys, I want to bring people up to speed about the debates that are coming up. Now, I know we got Iowa coming up, and I just thought it was cool, right? To check it out. Who qualified for the debate? Coming up, right? The February 7th debate. So far, Biden, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, Sanders, Warren, Steyer. Same folks. Same folks. But you know what? I think it will be the most interesting of debates. Oh, it's going to be very interesting, guys, because Iowa would have come in. This will be held in New Hampshire, so there you go, guys. Right in front of the New Hampshire primary, or the caucus. I don't know, man. Anybody have an idea about how you feel about Tom Steyer? I keep calling him John. How you feel about Tom Steyer? Tom Steyer sent out a tweet today that I thought was kind of interesting. He said, not that my opinion matters, but I like Bernie. That was kind of cool. I hate that the guy's working on me. You know what I'm saying? I know he's working me. He's putting me together. He wants me to like him. You know what I'm saying? Tom Steyer didn't become a billionaire by accident. He had to do something. But someone said, yeah, he did something, Tim. He ruined the earth. I think that was, oh my God, it's a black atheist on Twitter. I think he said that. All right, guys, I'm going to go to comments one more time. Tomorrow, I'm going to put these videos out. Hopefully they'll get some attention. Hopefully they'll have people watch them and think about them and they'll make some different choices. Wow. Guys, I swear have not been watching people's videos. I don't know what people have been saying. They've been saying some hard stuff about Bernie. I thought it was just Twitter. I don't even want, I was telling Buck, I'm not going to be in a call out people business. I'm not going to be calling out independent media people because it doesn't do me, it doesn't do anything but hurt me. Like, people don't want to hear it. They don't care. Like, they like who they like. And I get that because people like me, they probably wouldn't want to hear people talk about me. So I'm going to try my best to save my fire for corporate media. I'm going to keep my word, Buck. So my words today were not for any particular person. It was just, I was getting this people bombarding me with, because they know I'm a big time Bernie supporter. So I was getting hit with a lot of people saying, look at Bernie. Bernie's weak. I was not directing my vitriol, my anger, my frustration to any individual independent media person, okay? If I was, I would tell you, because I don't owe them anything. It's a wash. But I made a decision not to do that. It's not that easy, because that's not who I am naturally. But I need to be that way because it's not good. It's not good to be combative in that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do a better job with that. I disagree, though. I disagree with people. But there's ways to disagree. And I was speaking generally. Seriously, guys. So, Reverend Reese says, maybe Bernie meant he was sorry the op-ed ran Monday. It was supposed to run tonight. Goodness gracious. Reverend Reese, you are crazy, sister. Reverend Reese says, maybe Bernie was sorry about the op-ed, the one that Zephyr put out, because it was supposed to wait and let it run it. Oh, I love my people, man. I got good people. You guys keep me in good spirits. You really do. Gav29 said, you should make it, it's the policies Johnson shirt. It's the policies. It is the policies. I'm trying to tell you. Thank you, brother or sister. My friend, I thank you. Thanks, Johnson. Hey, that's the beauty of Johnson, right? Because when I'm up here looking sometimes, it's hard to tell who's what pronoun. It's Johnsons. We're all Johnson. And it just cuts through all the malarkey and the malarkey. What's up, maker of things? I'm going to call Jimmy. Oh, gosh. Stop talking about that guy, please. Don't do that, guys. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I know he's not sitting around bashing me. They're killing our children. It's okay to fight. That's right. That's right. It is okay to fight. But people, there are people who haven't been raised fighting. They didn't get their asses kicked at school. People didn't take their lunch money. They didn't go to, they don't worry about their kids getting shot walking home from school. They've never been homeless or lived in the streets. Or, there's a lot of people come from a lot of different backgrounds. And they see this as violence. There people literally see disagreements, boisterous disagreements, as violence. They'll call it that. I had to learn these things. I'm like, what? Violence? No, violence is, I see violence. I know, no, it's violent. It's violent talk. This is violent language. I'm like, what the hell? No, but there are people who, so you start realizing that maybe you had a traumatic life. You think, oh, these people are soft. Well, maybe your life has been too hard. Maybe your life has been too traumatic. And you just don't realize it. The pathology and the abuse that you suffered. Because you're not supposed to go through that. Not supposed to be okay with all this drama, right? So there's a lot of ways to look at it, man. But I'm going to try to make it about the issues and about the situations. But I'm going to call things out, but I'm not going to be going after individuals unless totally, absolutely, totally necessary, because that's the distraction. And look, guys, we all share audiences. Like, you don't want to be calling out your friends, like, He's talking about my friend. Now I feel conflicted. I had a couple people say that. Tim, I'm conflicted. They don't want that feeling. They want to have multiple friends and multiple sources. They don't want to feel like they have to choose between their sources. So it's going to be a long election, guys. Remember, this thing, we got a long way to go, guys. And I'm here from beginning to end. I'll be here bell to bell, guys. We're going to be in this all the way. So hopefully you become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack and you understand that I'm a fighter. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to organize. Don't forget to text me the word cornbread to code 21,000. Join my text group. Tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Ben Cohen, Ben and Jerry's. We're going to have a great conversation. I already know it. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him. It's exciting to have that sit-down conversation. We want to do more of that, bring you more great content. There's going to be more information about how you get access to all our great stuff, okay? Because we gotta grow. We gotta do more. We gotta get more reporters. We gotta get more voices. We gotta get more people. This can't just be the Tim Black Show. It's gotta be bigger than just one person talking. We need other voices and more people in the field. I want this to grow. And we're gonna grow, guys, because we gotta fight. Not that Elizabeth Warren fight neither. The type of fighting that lasts. The type of fighting that takes chances, that takes risk, that stands up and does it out of ethics and not convenience and not expediency. So don't forget to go to TimBlackTV.com. Find me there. I love you. Follow Real Tim Black, Facebook, Twitter. Tim Black and that on Instagram. God, I need to post on Instagram. Damn it, guys. I can't keep up with Instagram. Right? All right, guys. Have a good evening. I'll see you soon. I get all the comments? I think I did, Johnson. What's up, Facebook? How you guys doing? How about Facebook people hanging in there? Mary Warren, how you doing, Mary? Mary Warren says, I have a lot of admiration for Ta-Nehisi Coates. All right. I heard that. I'm glad I played that clip for you. Wow. Rebecca Lane says, all 12 rounds, Johnson. That's right, all 12 rounds. All 12 rounds, sister. I'm fighting for my kids. I'm fighting for your kids. I'm fighting for kids I don't know, kids I may never meet, kids that live in my country and kids that live in other countries. We're fighting for them all, baby. This is what we do. Let's suit up and boot up. All right, guys. Tim Black's Wolfpack. Wolfpack, I love you. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Peace.